Hi everyone, today we have a new video review, and as you can see, this time we are going to talk about fresh release from Miniart. It's a kit in 1/35 scale, and here we get quite an interesting combo because these are figurines together with an engine. As you can see, it's written here that's a US tank repair crew with Continental W670 engine, so it might be handy with the steward obviously, which is depicted here, and maybe you will be able to use it with the interior OS kits from Miniart, which are coming quite soon, because as you remember, the initial release of the steward happened with interior. Nevertheless, we have here the commercial sample, so it means this kit number 35461 is the final, let's say, form of this kit, and you'll get exactly the same stuff if you order it from Modelimix webshop, for example. You can see what is included on the box art, so I guess there are two technicians and also engine parts. Box is top opening, so here you can see comparison with my hand. On the side we have also some safety devices and address of the manufacturer, and on the opposite side you can see some other kits from the same brand. I reviewed them as well, so you can find it easily on the YouTube channel. So as I said, top opening box, and here is what we have inside. There is plenty of space inside, so don't worry, nothing will be damaged and parts should arrive intact to you. And I just need scissors in order to open this plastic bag, and then together we will check what is actually supplied here. And engine parts in original steward release, they were quite nice. I would say it's a lot of stuff included for out-of-the-box detailing, and this means that with some careful painting you can get actually quite nice thing without any extra accessories or aftermarket. So it looks like I was right. So box art shown the actual situation with the figurines. We get only two technicians, and here you can see them. I would say this is somewhat typical for Miniart, so you won't get any surprises here, be it nice surprises or not nice. But that's also good because, as you can see, the quality level is quite okay. We don't have any flash or any other possible damage. And the only thing you should keep in mind is that we do not get the guiding elements here. So in case you would like to have a more or less convincing appearance of those figurines, then you will have to be careful and assemble everything with the some proper alignment and fitment. Maybe also dry fitment as well, because it will help you to get the more or less convincing appearance. I have some dust on the mat. This is really weird. But next we continue with the sprue CA. So this one already concerns the engine bay of the tank, so I will zoom out even more, and as you can see, it's way bigger. We have a lot of thin parts. These are mainly various pipings and some additional equipment for the engine. We also have here various tanks, and if I zoom in, you can see that molding quality is quite nice actually. So here I don't have any complaints whatsoever, and as I said before, the amount of the features included here in the standard molding is really good, so there is nothing to complain about, and I think it's just a matter of assembling those parts and maybe replicating some weathering on them, because after all, this is the engine bay. And next we continue with the even bigger plastic sprue. So here we have the engine itself, or the Spamos star cylinder block. So as you can see, you should assemble it out of several parts obviously, and I wonder if we also get some PE parts, but it looks like no, there are no PE parts, so some modelers will rejoice, because not that many modelers apparently are huge fans of the metal parts, especially in the small size. And even though here we get the 1/35 scale thing, it's still something what will require usage of the tweezers, maybe also some magnifying glass in some cases. But here you shouldn't be worried about this stuff, because we actually get everything molded in plastic. So if we start from this corner here, you can see that all of the features look quite nice. The only thing which might be required from you is the careful painting with the sharp pointed brush, because otherwise it will be really tricky to get various elements. But I think it's worth it, especially considering that Miniart thought through the design of those parts and decided to avoid the PE parts, which is quite unusual for this brand, to be honest. And here you can see that the, for example, cylinder block is molded from both sides, so, and also detailed from both sides obviously. And some of the elements, for example here the filters, they should be assembled out of two halves, but we have some guiding elements, so it's also thought through, and you won't have any unnecessary surprises. And next we continue with the decals. So the only thing which is usually bugs me a bit is whether there were some stencils on this engine compartment, and if you know, feel free to write in the comment section. I hope I will get a chance to check the Rio Stewart quite soon, but we will see. Maybe it will happen in the next month, maybe it will happen in the summer. What I have here is the assembly manual, so again we get this box art picture on the cover. It's also written here that we have 2 figurines and the engine, and no parts count. So Miniart recently abandoned the parts count information, so you won't find it here. But well, you saw with your own eyes that maybe it's more than 50 parts here. Next we continue with the parts map here. So as usual, Miniart does not show which parts are unused, so be careful and pay attention to which parts should stay in place. And here I would like to zoom in and show you the steps in a bit more detailed way, because as you can see, even the cylinder block should be detailed even more with those heads, and they are molded as a separate part, so be careful with them. And maybe it might be handy for some painting ideas, because as far as I remember it was slightly different color, but it's already up to you. And next, as you can see, it is installed under this special bulkhead, and then we continue with more parts being installed here and there. Those exhaust tubes and some other stuff being connected. And again, I will remind you about the importance to plan the painting accordingly. So if you would like to have a nice paint work, then definitely try to paint everything in advance, because in some cases it will require extensive masking afterwards, and I think this is not something you are aiming for. Next, we continue here with more of the piping and also this special engine support, which is actually holding the engine in place as far as I remember. So as you can see here, we connect them together, and maybe it will be also the question how it will be connecting to the tank. And here you can see the final steps. So these are minor elements, but still they are quite important. And the only thing which I'm seeing as the improvement here is the wiring. I'm 100% sure that there should be some wires added, so check your references and maybe you will know what to do, or maybe we have it here, so let's check it. No, we do not have here, because those final steps actually include the air filter installation and also some more of the pipings. We also have the marking guide, which is combined together with the assembly manual for the figurines, and we have the colors chart, which is given in several manufacturer designations, as you can see. So it might be an interesting, and not an interesting but very useful conversion chart, which you can preserve. I mean, anyway, you will keep the assembly manual, at least I do usually with my builds, so it comes handy when you try to convert these paint numbers into some different brands. Overall, we have a really good combo in 135 scale, and as long as you have this Stewart to use with this engine, it might be a great project in 135 scale. And of course, I will be happy to hear your opinion, so do not forget to write it here in the comment section below, and I will see you in the next video review as usual. Thank you for joining me today, and bye.